I'm Super8.
I am Tab. You are now in our studio in Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah, we're just working here on our next single, Black is the New Yellow, which will be out on Anjuna Beats Records in March?
March,
something like that.
Basically, we start every track from chord chains, pads, and then we move the drums, bass line, that kind of stuff.
After playing, we always fix the velocities also, that it sounds really stable. And we really often use Atmosphere and Nexus for our pads, and also Triton. There is it then. And the chords are the really essential part of our music.
It's like the heart where it starts.
Yeah. And when you have chords right, it's easy to write nice melody over it. And it's basically almost only two sounds that we use for pads. The one of those is massive hybrid strings, which sounds something like this. Of course, now filtered. We run all the pads into the same bus, and we do filtering there. And these are really basic strings. So that's why we quite often use Nexus to bring more detuned pad sound over it. And I think everyone who has used Nexus knows this sound. It's one of the airwave sounds. So really easy. It's actually preset sound airwave trans solves too, but it just gives some nice air to it. It's not fat enough alone, so that's why it's really good to use some different sounds. And this one we are using Atmosphere with it. Sometimes we even use 3 pads. Something from Triton, and yeah. Here we have just channel EQ doing filtering, and
just opening and that's it.
It's not really the best sounding filter, but it's so fast to do it and work with it. So that's why
the job.
Yeah, that it does the job.
Next are vocals, that actually everybody is trying to figure out what they are actually singing or what are the lyrics, but I have to tell you, it's nothing. It's just samples that we cut, and it basically looks like this. And that's how it sounds like.
It's it's nothing really amazing, but it gives a nice touch, because it's all synths, and then you bring something organic into the track, so it just gives a nice mixture. We just get the vocals anywhere, and we just chop them up and put them to a new order, and sometimes we run them through Melodyne. Change the notes and
speed and
everything. And reverse, we do reverse to some parts, and so
and there could be like 2 or 3 different vocals or something, and then we just chop it
and we try playing around, and sometimes it's sometimes it sounds good, sometimes not actually. So, but it's one main part of our tracks also, that there's basically always some chopped vocals. The first is actual sample delay to make it a little bit give some stereo image. And there's a stereo delay. Then we have a compressor, just basic logic stuff, and then we still have one more delay, tape delay, and then we send it to just main reverb in the bus. So pretty basic stuff.
And every track needs white noise. And we have as well. Actually, this one is from VEC or VEC sample.
Wenchens. Everyone knows Wenchens sample series.
Yeah. And that sounds good. So that this time we use that one, and of course we add plugins there as well in sample.
Yeah. Little bit of sample to make it more white. And reverb.
Yeah, in the bass. After pads, we normally start to work on the drums.
Of course, it's good to have good bass drum sound. Something solid. This time we have a bit more fatter drums.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring a little bit minimalistic house feel into this. So and here we have clap. We quite often use distortion over clap to make it more crunchy, and but this one has already a good attack, so we didn't use any compression or anything over it. Once again, one of those Wenchens sample CDs. I think this is actually Wenchens minimal house sample CD, where this is coming from. Just basic logic distortion works fine. A little bit channel EQ. We have got all the bottom end away, and then also Sonaxis EQ, giving a little bit mid-range more, so it cuts through the mix. And here we have done a little bit of Timbaland stuff, and this is actually tap. So we did some. He went to vocal booth and did some voices, and we created some percussion parts out of it. So once again, another organic sound into it. So you don't actually really hear that, like okay, there's a tap, but it gives nice feel underneath. Lots of processing going on over a tap. Yeah, EQ just cutting low end away. Distortion again. Enveloper to give attack into it. And beat shifter. Then a little bit like flanger and more EQing. Kick in this one is pretty simple because it's just one sample. We haven't done anything really special with it. Quite often we really work hard with the bass drums, like putting different drums together, like taking bottom end from somewhere else and like punch part from somewhere else. But to be honest, this time we have taken shortcut, and we found this really good bass drum sound from Sample City, and it just fits for the track. So
yeah.
So here you can see it.
It's very short and
but really fat.
So, yeah. These are the drums of our track, and it has that kind of minimal thing on it, but then we add like ride to it and a couple hi-hats to make it like more drive.
Yeah, we started from minimal, and now we're taking it towards the trance, more trance, and actually really I really like these hi-hats because this program, it's not loop, it's part of the loops that we have chopped up and used as a hi-hat it gives it that little bit like old school techno kind of drum feeling.
Yeah.
So you can hear it. Old school techno house from 90s something. And we're starting to be old guys, so you know it gives us
Back to basics.
Yeah, back to basics. Yeah. Yeah, this is where we start. This is minimal, and then it goes to house and that kind of drums. Give it more uplifting feeling. There's actually lots of hi-hats going on, and cymbals. There's one cymbal, right? There's like this is actually pretty basic 909 sample, but like a little bit lo-fi kind of sound. Then we have these hi-hats that we have sampled from track, which are really lo-fi. So we have them actually here. That's actually pretty much going on with these hi-hats, but yeah, it works. We don't normally use that much loops. We try to program as much as possible, because then you have much more better control in your mix. Or if we use loops, we normally try to chop them to pieces and just use the pieces we want to use.
Yeah.
So, but there's always lots of stuff going on. I don't know. Maybe you can do track with less drums, but we always let's put one more ride or one more hi-hat, and of course, because we started from minimal wipe, you have to have 808 tom sound there, so tom drum. So, and it's actually like working together with the bass line. So pretty much same notes with the bass line. So it doesn't get too muddy or something. I know it also gives the bass sound a little bit attack. So it's a really nice sound from Moog, the bass line, but it needs attack for the bass line sound. So this provides it a little bit. Yeah, we have shortened it a little bit, and also give some EQ. We have cut it bottom end away, and also we have boosted it a little bit from the mid range too, so we can get it cut through from the mix and put it in the own space in the mix, and also a little bit compression on it, so to give it a little bit more attack. In this track, actually, the whole snare clap combination is it's done with 3 different sounds. We have just one audio. It's sampled from somewhere. Can't remember where it came from. Then we have some Vengeance claps. Vengeance claps, which we have processed hardly. There's a lot of distortion again, reverb, EQing. There's actually 2 distortion on this sound. One before the reverb and next one after the reverb. So you get also the reverb distorted. And we are really using reverb really in the wrong way. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. A lot of.
And EQing. So it's actually we are using really narrow frequency range for this clap sound.
Wait, this one, yeah. And then there's.
And then there's a third one.
Yeah.
Just really basic. but there's a distortion on it as well. So distortion is
EQ.
yeah, and it's pretty much rule that we always take we EQ all the bottom end from the claps, because the bass drum there's so lots of stuff already in the bass drum, so it
You
works.
don't really need that.
Yeah.
So. Another very important part of our tracks is the bass line. Basically, pretty simple, but the sound is really, really fat, and thanks to this Voyager.
Mood Voyager.
Yeah. We're just running the MIDI to it.
Yeah, so that's not soft synthesizer this time.
Yeah.
And we use real-time inputs. We run sound to Apogee, and we use real-time inputs in Logic. So we don't record it down or anything. It just comes to Logic Mixer, and we can then use all the plugins over it. But actually, with this fella, we don't have to use any plugins really. It's so fat sound. The sound from Moog, it's really fat. It's really nice sound, but it lacks a little bit of attack. So we have used another synthesizer for that. Just not that one. That one. Yeah. Just little small attack, but it works with the whole mix much better. So, and that attack sound is coming from Logic's own synthesizer ES2. Yeah. Okay, with the plucky sound giving some attack, we just played around a little bit with ES2, and we are also running it through bass amplifier and some compressor to give some sidechain, and we have EQ'd also quite heavily. And of course, because it's for attack, so it's quite short. So there's a really short decay time, and not at all of release. So it's really plucky kind of sound, but it works nicely with the Moog. With the bass line, it's simple. What works.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
for example, with this track, we tried many different kind of bass lines, like more octave kind of bass lines and everything, but then we just deleted those, and
it's simple, and the sound is so good that you really don't need to try to make it richer or something like that.
this is really original. we are using sidechaining for bass sound. Really original, isn't it? but actually really useful tool. It's really easy to make bass line more alive and to fit better with the bass drum, and it also it's like with this we haven't. It's really little that we are sidechaining, but sometimes you can use it as a really good effect as well, like really pumpy. But this time it's just there.
Then we added some is it techno vibe or
techie sounds.
Techie sounds.
These are actually really old samples, really old techno sample. I think it's one of the first samples that I got, like from 90s actually. Some Akai sampler library, whatever. But really useful, and we have used this all over again in the different tracks. But with this track, this actual techie sound isn't really really hearable. It's more like doing like percussive kind of thing and giving it some kind of little color, like so. So this time, but
it's not the main thing.
It's not the main thing. Yeah.
It's giving it.
Yeah, and yeah, then there's a little bit of reverb. So because actual sample it's quite short, so we added a little bit reverb and delay to make it a little bit longer, and then I think that there's also sidechain. Yeah, there's sidechain as well. Okay, once again, this is actually coming from Access Virus node, and once again we are running to analog inputs here in Apogee and sample, and yeah, that's it. There's a little bit filter automation going on. Yeah, that gives this is more hearable techie kind of element.
True.
Yeah, and it works together with the bass line quite nicely. We have taken step sample and we have run it through like lots of reverb, and it's and then there's sidechain on it. And what we've done also, we have like before adding sidechain on it, we have copied the same sample and we have reversed it, so it comes leads nicely into that's the trick here is just use like really lots of reverb, long decay, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, pounce it, and then you have a audio file you can play around with and do anything you want. Here we have a reversed vocal. Actually we have used the same like first note of our chop vocals, and we have run it through like huge reverb. We have recorded we record it down, we pounce it down, and then we just reverse it, and it's really cool to have this reversed effect, and it takes you to breakdown. Yeah. And then there's lots of reverb on that reverb sound, so it goes nicely.
Yeah, it's making big.
And actually what we see here is main riff part, and this time we have done it from 3 different sounds. Every synth is playing the same sequence. We have first sound coming from Virus B. Then we have legendary trance machine JB doing legendary super saw sound, and then we have also added more plucky saw plug sound from ES2. And of course we filter everything down in the breakdown, and then we bring it up to full on part. Here we have Virus. Really typical detuned Virus sound. There's some JB8080 giving some epic trance feeling to it. And then there's one more sound from ES2, Lucky sound. It gives like body for it, more mood into it. So. And it also plays a little bit more actually than other sounds, a little bit more arpeggio kind of thing. Okay, here we have ES2. There's a little bit, it's pretty much soul. We're also using unison here, and we give it a little bit detune, and a little bit chorus, but just a little bit. So it's still in your face. If you give it too much chorus, it goes a little bit from the focus. Once again, we have taken out all the what I meant. Little bit of side chaining. More EQ. And
Plug without we cannot live.
yeah, that's true.
That's like really, really good.
Wave Super Tap. It's I don't know. We think that it's the best delay that there is. Maybe just because we have used to it. But it's really wide. But you have also great control on it. You can easily.
It's easy to use.
Yeah, it's fast, and we have done. We have been working with it so long, so we have good presets as well. So it's fast as okay, this one works. This one worked in a remix for someone, and yeah.
The arrangement is pretty much typical what we do, like trance track. It starts with percussive elements, hi-hats, drums, bass line coming in, slowly building up to the first breakdown. I can skip a beat. Okay, let's listen to this when all the drums are coming in.
Hopefully all the details quite enough.
Yeah, we try to also, because we also DJing, we try to think that you can easily mix next track, the beginning and the outro, but still it's interesting and a lot of going on. So it builds up to the first breakdown. Like first hands in the air moment. And really drop it into nice pads and
It's good to have dynamics in tracks.
like
So
a lot of contrast. Well, you know what I mean. It's like big difference coming down, relax, and then up again.
one thing that we also try to do with tracks is, sometimes we give people what they expect to have. Sometimes we do opposite. So with this track, it's obviously what they expect to have. They expect to have hands in the air, but also you could basically drop it from there just to bassline and bass drum. But you have to have those moments in tracks.
Yeah, exactly. After this chorus, basically drops quite a lot, but still very driving. Just a short breakdown.
Maybe I haven't seen it.
And the second breakdown, and a little bit more bigger than the first one. And
This is the hands in the air moment. Hopefully.
and so it goes, and it's coming just, outro easy to mix out.
We don't really use that much any compressor or limiters in our master bus. Maybe sometimes, but it's more like EQing. We want to leave as much dynamics for the real mastering guy as possible. But of course we use bus compressors in buses. If we run drums to bus, we might use bus compressor, or sometimes we do parallel compression for drums. Sometimes we run bass drum and bass line into the same bus, and we do the bus compression on them, but not that much on master bus. No,
It should be sound good when it's coming to master.
it's I don't know. It's your own track, and if you start to compress that and limit, at least usually we go in the wrong way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like it should be. So we leave it for mastering guy.
Okay, that was a day in the studio with Super8 and Tab here in Helsinki. We've been looking at the track Black is the New Yellow. Should be coming out on Juno Beats on March. And I hope you had some new stuff, tricks and tips and
That you can use in your own production.
yeah. And if you have any questions or something, don't hesitate to ask us. You find it in MySpace or Facebook, or go to our own website super8andtab.com.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for watching.